Hey, hey, hey. I believe I'm live. There I am. Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. I've missed you. I've missed going live here. I want to thank you for your patience while I got my own life in order. I was moving my mom into memory care and I just had to reprioritize, right? And that's part of what we're going to be talking about over the next four training sessions. I also have my app open up on my phone so that I can see, once I see us going live here, I can see the chat. But I have to be honest, I use the app called ClearSpace, and for me, it is a time management tool that I use to intentionally use my social media apps and not mindlessly scroll for hours on end. So it looks like I have 6 minutes left, so I might have to just pause and like get back on the app. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are here, please comment live. And if you're watching the replay, comment replay, just so I know. I'm always sort of testing out different times to do these lives and to see, what works best for everybody. I thought 6 o'clock would be a good time because it's after work and it's a little bit before dinner, maybe. But these trainings are only about 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because 20 minutes is a very manageable amount of time for you to sit through any sort of a live stream or training. So I was just doing this sort of quick, pulled it together. It's something I've been thinking a lot about. Why time and manageability, right? That's what we're talking about. Why time and manageability? This is something that when I first started coaching, I did a lot of training on time management, life manageability, and it was really popular. And I think that it's a problem, right? That doesn't just go away. I think it's sort of a timeless problem, like time manageability, life manageability, just this feeling of always being in overwhelm or burnout or like we're taking on too much. I mean, seriously, think about how many times you say to yourself throughout the day, I don't have time. Either thinking it to yourself or when you're in conversation with a friend or just saying it out loud. I challenge you maybe one day, maybe tomorrow, to catch yourself every single time you say something along the lines of, I don't have time for that, or I don't have enough time. I bet you'll catch yourself saying that more often than you think. So we want to reframe that, right? We want to work to reframe that. But today is just the kickoff day. Today, I just want to help you to start building a little bit of momentum around this topic, this time and life manageability topic, right? If this is something that you desire, if you are someone who wants to reclaim more time for yourself, to spend on things that you love, to live your life the way that you love, if you feel like you can't manage your own life, if you feel like you're constantly being stretched, right, or pulled in different directions, or if you're always feeling like burned out by the end of the day, like you just don't have any more time and energy left for yourself, then you'll want to tune in for the next few trainings. So today is just to build some momentum and to get you thinking about something that's really important that I'm not sure many of us consider when it comes to our time, right? And so no matter what the mindset, I know I said I was going to go over some mindset issues and some healthy habits, right, to improve time management and to support you. But I think the most important thing for you to learn tonight and to take away from this is the one single thing that you absolutely have to do if you want to shift your mindset around time, if you want to change your relationship with time, if you want to reclaim time and feel more in control of your day and like literally like just take your power back when it comes to time. There's one single thing that you need to do. And that is decide. It's a very powerful word. The one thing that you need to do above and beyond all else is to decide. So let me explain this a little bit. we make millions of decisions every day, or hundreds or thousands of decisions every day, right? So the decisions that we make are what create our reality. So the life that you're living, I'm going to give you a harsh truth right now. You might not like what I have to say, but the life that you are living right now, how it looks to you, how it feels, what you have created is a direct result of the decisions that you have made. Let me say that again. The life that you have created, the life that you are living, the life that you feel from day to day is a direct result of the decisions that you have made. So if you are in a state of overwhelm, burnout, chaos, can't manage my life, don't have enough time, I'm too stretched, yada, yada, yada. If you're living in that story, in that state over here, and the decisions that you made put you there, doesn't it make sense that you can also make decisions that will put you in a state of calm, balance, peace, ease? If you can make decisions that are going to make you feel like you're living in chaos, then you absolutely can make decisions that are going to make you feel at ease and at peace. Right? Do you agree? Tell me what you think in the chat about that. Let me get back onto my app. Yeah, tell me what you think about that thought. It's a fact, you guys. It's not even a thought, it's a fact. Tell me what you think about that fact. About all you have to do is decide. Doesn't that feel empowering to know that you have all the power in the world to decide how your day goes, how your day feels, what your life turns out to be, right? But we get just so twisted and stuck because we have these other mindset issues, and we're making decisions that ultimately are causing us to waste a lot of time, lose a lot of time. Every time we make and blame, right? Blame everything in our all the external factors, everything in our 3D reality is to blame for why we don't have enough time for ourselves, right? When in fact, it's the decisions that we've made. So for an example, you might be saying, my job stresses me out, right? I have to go to my job. Like, that's not a decision. Like, that's my job. I have to show up for my job. I have long hours. I hardly have time left for myself. How is getting up and going to my job every day a decision that I'm making that I have control over? Like, I have to make a living. I have to make money. I have to go to work. I have to go to this job. I have to do what my boss says. Do you hear how that sounds? The decision that you had made that put you in that situation was you chose this job. You can decide to get a job that feels better for you and more aligned for you and just energetically better for you. You can choose to get a job that allows you to that frees up more time for you, right? So if you take a situation where you feel like you don't have control of the situation and it's stealing all your time, people, places, and things, try to trace that back a little bit, reverse engineer it. Who made the initial decision that got you in that situation in the first place? This is just the harsh truth, you guys. If you train with me before and you've worked with me before, you know I don't sugarcoat things, right? And especially when it comes to like recovery work, getting ourselves into a state of overwhelm and burnout is not good. Why is that? Why is that not good? Why are people who are in recovery sort of at risk if they stretch themselves too thin, if they overcommit, if they're burned out, overwhelmed, stressed out, why are they at risk? Because our default coping mechanism was to drink or use a drug or whatever your addiction is. So, creating time abundance for yourself is a solution. It's a relapse prevention solution, right? How many people have ever thought about it that way? So, your homework tonight, before I jump into some of these mindset issues that will get you thinking and give you some insight, your homework tonight is to think about how you speak to yourself with regards to time and try to reframe it. So, for example, if you say to yourself or if you say to a friend, if you say to your, out loud a lot, like, I just never have time. If you're, if you catch yourself in the shower and you're just like trying to race to get ready and you're like, I never have flipping time for like anything. Like I'm just always rushing. I'm just always, and if you find yourself in that state, stop yourself, right? And think about what you just said and reframe that and say, it's not that I don't have enough time because we all have 24 hours in a day, right? We all have the same amount of time. I choose to spend my time differently today, right? I get to choose how I spend my time. I'm choosing today to open up 15 minutes for myself to sit in a meditation, go take a walk, call a friend, to sit and do nothing. Just sit and breathe. I'm choosing to give myself this because I have complete control over my time. Every single time we say we don't have time because of some person, place, or thing, we're giving that person, place, or thing power. Let me say that again. Every single time we say we don't have time because of a person, place, or thing or situation, we're giving that person, place, thing, or situation power. So the easiest way for you to take your power back is to reframe what you're saying to yourself and say, I choose to give myself 30 minutes today. I choose to say no to somebody today that's asking for me to participate in something or is asking for my time. I choose to set a boundary for myself because you can. You're the only one who can do that for yourself, and you have all the power in the world. So stop giving it away and then complaining about it. So, some of these mindset issues that you might be familiar with that prevent us from feeling like we have control over our time is a big one is perfectionism. How many times have you started a project, right? Or even if it's just like getting dressed to go out or to get ready for the day, think about your perfectionistic tendencies and how much time they steal from you. What would happen if you were, say, giving a presentation and you were creating slides and everything was there, the information was there, maybe they didn't look as pretty as you wanted them to? What would happen if you just gave the presentation anyway? Do you think anyone's going to give a shit if your slides are pretty or not? They want the information. They want to hear what you have to say. So, what would happen if you dropped the perfectionism and you just started and you just moved forward? What would be the worst thing that could happen, right? The best thing that would happen is that you would just free yourself up a whole bunch of time to focus on something else. Another mindset issue that you might be familiar with is a fear of saying no. I just had a conversation with a girlfriend the other day, and she was like telling me about how I think I even asked her, I'm like, tell me what your day is like, from start to finish. Like, what is your day like? Because I could sense the frenetic energy. She's like, Christina, I'm just like pulled in a million directions. And she just sort of like ran me through her day. And I was like, well, what insane human thinks that they can handle all that in one day? And I could call her insane because she's my friend. But like, seriously, think about it. Our brain only has so much capacity to handle things throughout the day. So why do we continue to burden it with so much? Why do we continue to burden ourselves by giving us ourselves more and more to do and saying yes to everyone that asks, of our time? Learn to say no. It's the easiest sentence in the English language. You just say, no, no, I'm sorry, no. Actually, you don't have to apologize. Just say no. That doesn't work for you right now. Set a boundary. Another one is lack of prioritization. So, just not knowing how to prioritize your time. And all of these things I'm going to actually implement into the training. So, I'm not going to go deep into it. But like not being able to distinguish between what's urgent and important and what's not important, that can just lead to spending too much time on like the things that are not important, that are not adding value to your life, right? If you have your own business, things that are not revenue generating, right? For all of my friend coaches out there, how much time do you spend sitting on Zoom calls and learning, right? And taking all the information in, right? And then telling yourself that that's necessary. We're not prioritizing. That's not bringing in money, right? If we're in business for ourselves, a priority has to be revenue generating activities. So lack of prioritization, that's just another mindset. Like I have to sit on this call because if I don't, I might miss something that I need to learn. F it. Just get to work. Start making money. Do something that's going to bring you money in today. Make that a top priority, right? Go watch the replay. I'm sure plenty of you are watching the replay of this, right? But that's okay. Maybe it wasn't a priority for you tonight. Procrastination is just another one, putting off tasks due to fear that you're going to fail, right? Or a lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed. So you procrastinate. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. It might be something that's really important, right? Once you work on your prioritization, then you can decide what's worth procrastinating and what really needs attention right here, right now. Okay. Negative self talk, which I call the bully voice. That's what I call the bully voice. Believing that you're bad at managing time, right? All of this chitter chatter. I don't have time. No, you just chose to put your time somewhere else. I will say that again. When you say that you don't have time, that is actually a lie. And you do have time. You're just choosing to spend your time on something else, right? So it's your responsibility to do an audit. We'll do that too in the training and take a look at how are you spending your time? Like why are you running out of time during the day? Why do you have no time left for your self-care to take care of yourself? Why do you have no time to do things that bring you joy, that lift you up? Why do you have no time for connection, right? Connecting with other humans, so important. Because you're telling yourself that you don't have time to do it, right? So we'll work on that too. And then distractions is another mindset issue, right? That's, this. You want to be a productive person that works efficiently and stays focused and doesn't waste a lot of time. Get rid of the distractions. We'll talk about that, right? Set up a space somewhere in your home environment that is distraction free. No TV, no phone. Set a timer. I'm going to work for 2 hours on this project, undisturbed, and honor that boundary for yourself, right? Boundaries is another one. We'll talk about that. So, as we move forward, I want you to, number one, our next training is March 24th and 25th next week, and then I've got the last one the week after. These aren't deep dives, but they're definitely going to help you to build some momentum and really get you thinking, really get you lighting a fire under your butt, so to speak. And Then after that, I will tell you like what comes next. But you will definitely have homework after each training. I'll give you something to work on. And tonight, it's working on this mindset shift. And the first thing that has to happen is you have to decide. You have to decide that you have complete control over your time and that you are going to say, set aside 30 minutes tomorrow just for you. Just think of something and make a decision. Make a decision. Wishy washy people don't get anywhere. Wishy washy people that don't make decisions, they never move forward, they stay stuck. So make a decision around time, okay? And I want to hear what that is in the comments. Tell me what you're deciding. And I will meet you here next week on the 24th, unless I have something else I want to jump on here and do. But let me know how that feels for you, like even just like in your body. When I say, when I say that the way that you're living your life today, if it feels chaotic and unmanageable and if you feel burned out and overwhelmed and all those things, because I know many of you do. I've been having a lot of conversations around this topic, you guys. A lot of conversations, and I see a lot of it just out there. It's just this like thing. It's happening, right? So if you feel that way and you know that the decisions that you make put you there, doesn't it feel good? How does it feel for you to know that making a decision or your decisions can also put you in a state of calm, peace, and at ease, right? The decisions that you make can help you to feel like you have control over your life. How does it feel to know that you have complete control over managing your life? Like you do not have to live in a state of chaos, you guys. I hate to say it, but that's a choice and it's a choice you made. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I think that was probably that's 20 minutes right on the dot. Go me. Um, and let me know what you decide as far as time. I'm so excited to hear what you have. And I will talk to you and see you next week at the training here, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on March 24th. Stay tuned. Have a great night.